Welcome to OmniLarge's photography classes. Today we are diving deep into one of the first and most crucial steps in your Lightroom workflow, that is importing your photos. Why is a solid import workflow important? That's the question. The simple answer is it sets the stage for how you organize and access your photos for editing. A well-structured import process can save you time and frustration down the road. Imagine trying to find a specific photo in a chaotic folder versus a neatly organized and categorized system. A good workflow ensures you that your photos are always at your fingertips and ready for editing or export. Lightroom offers some options, mainly 4 options, to import your photos. And in this video, I'm going to explain each of them in detail. Each option serves different needs. For instance, we have copy as DNG. That's one of the options. The next one is copy. And then we have move and add. So let's break down what each of these options does and when to use them. First, let's start with copy as DNG. This option converts your raw files into Adobe Digital Negative format before importing them into your catalog. It's perfect for future proofing and save storage space. DNG files are typically smaller than proprietary raw files and ensure compatibility with future software updates. The other reason that I want to mention is when you shoot with different cameras, you have different raw formats. For instance, Nikon has NFS, Canon has CRW, Sony has AWR, so they are different formats. But if you copy them as DNG, you're making sure that everything has same format. Uh, DNG files are typically smaller and therefore they takes less space in your hard drive. Pros for the DNG files. First, it saves storage space and ensures future compatibility. What are the cons? The conversion adds a bit of time to your import process. It's not that much, it's marginal, but I have to mention that. Next, we have copy. The name talks for itself. If you want to keep your original raw files intact in the source media, therefore it creates a copy of your file into your catalog for editing. This method is great for backups. So, for instance, I want to keep all the photos on my memory card without deleting them as a backup. So then I can use the copy option. Pros: your original files remain unchanged and you have a backup. Cons: it doubles the storage space required. So it means that you have a copy of the images on your hard drive, whether it's external or internal hard drive, and a copy of the pictures on your memory card or another external drive. So these two options are quite obvious. Move is a little bit different. So we are going to talk about Move. When you choose Move, Lightroom transfers your photos from their current location to a specified location on your hard drive, removing them from their original spot. So you may want to use this option very cautiously. The reason is you don't have, if you move the pictures to another location, you don't have the pictures in your source area anymore. So that you need to be a little bit careful. I use this option when I have an external hard drive, for example, that I'm not going to use it for my image editing anymore because I have a newer, faster hard drive or a larger hard drive. Then I use Move to empty the old hard drive. Now, this option is ideal for transferring photos from a temporary location, like, as I said, an old external hard drive, to a permanent location that's a newer hard drive as the storage spot. Pros: it saves storage space. Cons: the original files are no longer in their initial location, which can be risky if the destination isn't backed up properly. Now, Add is one of those features that many photographers may not know the benefit of this option. Add allows you to import photos to Lightroom without moving or copying them. It references the files from their existing location. Example: you have an old hard drive and you're going to use it for your storage, for your Lightroom. There are thousands of photos on that hard drive. So you want to keep that hard drive as your storage instead of copying that that will duplicate the photos or moving that takes time. You can add it. Lightroom won't move or copy those files. It just adds the information of those images to the catalog. Pros: it saves storage space and speeds up the import. The import is lightning fast because it's not moving with the data of each picture rather than catalog them. Cons: if the file's location changes or the drive is disconnected, Lightroom will lose the reference and it will show up an exclamation mark beside each image that shows that, oh, I don't know the location of this file. Now, that was all about these four options. I need to mention one more thing here, that in the left-hand side, top left-hand side, is our source. So whether it's an external drive, such as this one in my example right now, or the memory card, then the options for moving or copying or editing or adding files to the destination. And as you notice that when I make add, it says add to my catalog because it's not moving anything. But if I go to copy, then it tells me the source of the destination. Now, let's look at how to set up your import preferences to streamline your workflow. Lightroom offers several options during import to help you manage and organize the files. As you can see here, Lightroom moves everything into folders by date, which is something that I prefer. But for some of us, having the date on the folder doesn't make any sense. We want a more specific information there. That is why by file handling, you can select what to do. First of all, I would suggest to check the don't import suspected duplicates, because as you can see here, Lightroom just grayed out these two pictures because they are already existing in that catalog. So it's not going to import it. I will strongly suggest to checkmark that option. You can make a second copy to another location if you want. I don't want to do that, so I don't activate this one. Add to collection. One of the most powerful organizing tool in Lightroom is the collections. Let me know if you want me to have a video about the differences between collections and folders and smart collection and collection set. Let me know if you want us to have a video about that. So when you check mark this one, you can select the collection that you want to send your photos there. Lightroom will copy or move or add the information to your catalog and stores the information inside the one of the collections. You can see I have so many collections here. I can pick up any one. File naming. By default, Lightroom uses the name that your camera selected. So, for example, in this example, it's underscore 8RWS492.jpg. Lightroom uses the same name, but you can change the file name to whatever name that you want. For instance, it's the template. Right now it says file name. You can go by date and file name, custom name. The only thing that I want to mention here that when you change the name for one batch of import, Lightroom will remember that setting. So next time it's going to do the same thing. For instance, if it's Jane and John's wedding and I change the name to custom name, Jane's and John's wedding, next time when I want to import the pictures, Lightroom will remember that. So be careful about that option. I prefer to have the original file name, and when I export the file, then I will change the name. All right. Next, uh, apply during import is a very time-saving option that I really want you to just dig it out, check it out, and use it. For instance, here, develop settings. You see that I created a presets as a lens correction and CA correction. So color aberration and lens correction, I created a preset. So while importing the new pictures, Lightroom will automatically apply that presets to all of the photos. So it saves me tons of time rather than going and apply it one by one. So that is something that, again, I really want you to give it a try. As you can see, user presets. I have so many different user presets, but the one that I use on an everyday basis is the lens correction. You can pick up uh, any other presets that you may like, but it's from one batch to the other batch, it might be different. But lens and the color correction is something that I always want to have with all of my photos. Next is the metadata. Lightroom transfer the metadata that is captured by the camera. So Lightroom automatically um, tra- transfer those data to its catalog. But you may want to add more metadata here. So for example, you can add new or edit the presets so you can pick up what type of metadata you want to have. And then the keyword. The keyword, for instance, here, it's a Milky Way photos. I can uh, keyword them or tag them as the Milky Way photos. So next time when I'm searching for Milky Way, it would be much easier to find it by the keyword. Now, that is a very short description of each of these options. Destination is one of the ones that I will get into, talk about it more in detail if I get time to get and make a video about folders, collections, smart collections, collection sets, then I will talk more about the destination. Now, I want to thank you for watching this video, and I know that some of you may feel a little bit overwhelmed. At Omni Large's photography classes, we offered personalized Lightroom and Photoshop lessons tailored to your skill level and learning pace. Our expert instructors provide hands-on training, ensuring you gain confidence and proficiency in your workflow. It's a flexible lesson, so if you're ready to elevate your photo editing to the next level, contact us through the website and we can set up private lessons for you, either online or in person, and we go from there. Thanks again, and stay tuned for another Lightroom or Photoshop tip next week. Have a nice day.